Well, welcome to another episode of Good Life on the Road. We are here. It is Monday after Christmas. Well, Christmas was Saturday, and I'm leaving the parents' house. Sad to go. It's been fun, but I got to get back on the road. So, I think Nash is ready to go. Nash, you ready to go? Let's go.
Down the boulevard tonight. Playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go. I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna.
Alright, I'm just waiting on that hot shot right there to get out of that bay. And then I'm gonna be backing into it and they're gonna load me. So as soon as he gets done, it'll be me. Well, I've been waiting about an hour now. And the driver of that hot shot is walking around out here. Not sure what's going on. I don't know if he's waiting on them to finish loading him, because I got some stuff on him already. Or if he's just wanting to take a break. And I'm out here waiting. There's another hot shot. I don't know if you can see him over there. There's his door. Anyway, he's over there waiting to get pulled in after me. So I don't know what's going on.
The sun goes down. No, it doesn't even matter to me where.
Alright, well, I just got pulled in. Told me to be here at 3 o'clock. So I was here at 3 o'clock. It is now 6 o'clock. Dark outside. 3 hours later, I finally get pulled in to get loaded. Who knows how long it's going to take to actually get loaded. And then I'll have to tarp it, strap it, all that good stuff. And then this guy out here, he's also waiting to get loaded. So after I get loaded, then he's got to pull in here. His appointment was 3:30. So he's been here since 3:30. He's been here 2.5 hours. And who knows, probably another 3 hours before they get me finally loaded. So he's gonna be here all night long. Then I gotta get on up the road to Fredericksburg, Virginia, so I can unload this in the morning. So I'm gotta get there tonight, get shut down, spend the night, and wait 10 hours, and then go and get unloaded tomorrow, because tomorrow I gotta be in New Market for an appointment to get new tires for my truck. As you see, they ain't got a lot of life left in them. They got a little bit of life. But anyway, I'm going up to Michigan this week. Want to make sure we got good tread in case there's snow. So anyway, that's what's going on. Finally got out of there. I got loaded. That's what I'm hauling. I think they go under air conditioning units. Well, I'm loaded and tarped. I'm strapped. And I'm out of here. It is 8:30 at night.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Celanese Road.
30, I think. And but it is 8:30 at night, so I have been here at this place for 5.5 hours. That is ridiculous. But anyway, now I got about 5.5 hours to drive to get to where
After
I'm going.
400 feet, turn left and then turn right.
So there we go. Alright, I'm here at, this is going to be an Amazon distribution center. And they're building it up here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'm just here to deliver these things. So he told me to go behind the building, so that's where I'm going, somewhere. Alright, anyway.
It didn't take more than a second for you to turn a whole world upside down. Turn this big boat back around. Had you been watching and waiting from some place up above, somehow knowing in this place, all these people, I'll find love. And I cannot wait to get to know you, to help you ease the troubles on your mind. To what
Made it back to New Market here. There's Daniel's truck and my trailer, and here's my truck and Daniel's trailer. I don't really know where they want me to park it, so park it right here for a minute. I'm gonna take Nash out. He's wanting to go out.
come here, welcome here. Our hearts you hold hostage, that much is clear. You are most welcome here. You already have a way with people, but your old man has yet to.
Well, good morning. I'm up here in Virginia at Daniel's mama's house, and we got the oil changed in my truck yesterday, as well as the fuel filter. And this morning we're going to get new tires, because I'm going to Michigan where there's going to be some ice and snow, and I'm needing a little bit better tread. So that's what we're doing, and it's absolutely gorgeous here. So, oh yeah, these are my old tarps. This blue one's the one that gave me so much trouble about a month or two ago, and then I've had Daniel's tarps, the green ones, since then. But now, go over here, I got brand new tarps, yellow and green.
Welcome here. Our heart's been taken hostage by the sweetest little deer, and you are most welcome here.
We're at Holtzman Service Center getting tires, and as you see, I'm across the street, because I noticed across the street is this hill. And okay, will you say, what's so special about this hill? Well, apparently this is, what do you say, Rude's Hill, Stonewall Jackson's campground. It's pretty neat. I got some more markers over here. Let's see what these signs say. Oh, look, nothing. And this one has the whole story, apparently.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout.
There they are. Got brand new wheels, brand new shoes on my truck. Just coming over here to pick them up. Great tread. Even got white letters. I love white letters. So anyway, we're ready to go up north now.
Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Alright, we are all tarped up, and look at my new tarp. It looks like a block of cheese going down the road. But I'm here in New Market, just picked up here at this place, Palmetto, and fixing to go to Michigan, playing some snow. Here, show everybody what you did. Yeah, he got in some weeds, and there's like these little prickly gumball looking things that won't come out. I'm gonna have to cut them out of him. And voila, I'm empty. Got everything packed up. Got my big yellow tarp packed up. All my chain, or all my straps and bungees and all that. Took it right in that big door. Now, I'm out of breath and I'm on my way to a truck stop. And then we'll be on our way tomorrow morning to go pick up a van. You ready to go? Let's go.
Golden things.
Well, I got lucky. Ain't nobody else here parked. It's a little tiny fuel stop. It's not really a truck stop at all, but they have fuel for trucks and they have a few parking spaces for trucks. And I was gonna have to drive 30 minutes in the opposite direction to go to a truck stop for the night, because I've got about 30 minutes the other way to pick up in the morning. So I was gonna have to drive an hour back to get to my stop tomorrow morning. But now, because I delivered right down that road about a half mile just now, and right here at the end of the road where I was fixing to get on the interstate, there was this little fuel stop. And I'm like, well, might as well just stay here instead of driving 30 minutes in the opposite direction. So I just saved myself an hour of driving time. Anyway. Story of my life. I'm here waiting on somebody to load me, and I can't ever find anybody that's supposed to be the right people. Went down to those mobile units right there, and they're like, nope, you gotta be the other side of the building. Well, I was over there and I called a man and he said, nope, you gotta be on the other side of the building. So I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Guess I'll have to call him back. And I got loaded. So here's what I'm hauling. It's a van and tire straps. So hopefully they won't slip off.
I just can't get you off my mind, baby. We'd be unshakable. You and me would fit so fine. Just tell me how to make you mine, girl. We'd be unbreakable. We could leave this place, stay in bed for days. You'd be my Yoko and I'd be your John. You'd show your secret tattoo. Maybe I get one too. You and me can start a whole new chapter. Oh, when you smile at me, I can feel the whole world turn.
Well, we have made it to Tennessee, and we have made it to 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. Didn't go anywhere last night. I did watch the ball drop in New York City, but I'm in the central time zone, so it wasn't New Year's where I was at. So I technically went to sleep in 2021 and woke up in 2022, but I saw the ball drop. So, but anyway, this year is going to be a great year. We've got a lot of stuff planned. The vacation that's planned this year is going to be phenomenal. I'm going with the parents, and we're taking the camper this summer across a lot of the country. Not all the, I don't have enough time to take them all the way out west, but we're going to be going to Mayberry. We're gonna, like the Andy Griffith Show, we're gonna go we're gonna go to Washington D.C. We're gonna go up and see my sister. We're gonna go to Point Pleasant where the Mothman is, and we're gonna go to see the Ark and the Creation Museum. So then we're gonna end up at my family reunion in Tennessee. So that's gonna be exciting. That's gonna come up the end of May into June. So be looking forward to that this year. But yeah, so I think we're gonna have a good year, don't you, Nash? Don't you think we're gonna have a good year?
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind?
Well, we're here, and now that I'm filming, he's wanting to get up. He's been laying like that. He's been laying like that for like 15 minutes.
Lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old.
Got a major storm brewing. Tornado watches are out.
And here's a hand just
Maybe I'll do a time lapse.
and just a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of.
I'm here at Hardee's. And it looks so good, and I think someone's jealous. Oh, he ain't looking no more. So here's something interesting. Just so happens that I am here on January the 2nd, 2022. And as you see here, on January 2nd, the focus of fighting shifted to the banks of Stones River. What they did here, see, they're building trenches for protection. So the battle was pretty much over on December 31st, 1962. So on January 2nd, they started building these trenches to help basically fortify this land. And the trenches are still here. So you can see where all the water's sitting, because it's been raining like crazy, is the trenches that they dug. And they're still here 100, if I calculated correctly, 159 years later. Still here. There's a man over there. Man over there in the trench. And there's one. Don't want to make you sick. There's one right there in the trench. And they were fighting men coming over this hill. Of course, I doubt the trees were here. It was just a field. I bet this is where they all took breaks halfway through their battle and ate their lunch. So, okay, maybe not, but this was all cotton field that they fought in. According to the signs, a lot of men died here. A lot of them are buried just over there. We're going to go over there in a little bit to the National Cemetery. Alright, what you see here is the cotton field. What used to be a cotton field. And you see the road. Just on the other side of the road is a railroad track. You can see the rocks on top of those rocks is the railroad track. Now, it said on this sign that I'm reading that at about noon on December 31st, 1862, this field between where I'm standing and that railroad track was about 30,000 soldiers, dozens of cannons, and countless horses, all between me and that railroad track. All bluecoats. That would be a scary thing to see if you was on the opposing side. Here's kind of what it might look like. Said the night before, both armies were in position within killing distance of each other, and says some of them tried to sleep and some of them couldn't sleep, and the bands on both sides started playing. One of the bands were playing a song called Home Sweet Home, and then once all the bands stopped playing, it was really quiet, eerily quiet. And he said that song was some of those men's last song they ever heard.
Around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on December 31st, the Confederate Brigade of James Raines emerged from the woods ahead of you. Across these fields, they could see their objective, the Nashville Pike. If they could reach that road, they could cut the Federals off from their last remaining route of supply or escape. Between the Confederates and the road stood long lines of soldiers in blue with muskets at the ready. Union cannon covered the slope between the road and railroad, waiting to unleash their deadly contents. General Rosecrans had used the time well that Negley and Sheridan had bought him in the slaughter pen. This 2-mile-long line, shaped like a horseshoe, would force the Confederates to make frontal assaults against massed artillery and infantry to sever the Union lifeline. Raines' men were tired, hungry, and out of ammunition, but they were ready for one last charge. Within seconds of leaving the trees, Raines was killed. His men were pummeled from all directions and gave way in a matter of minutes. More and more Confederate units arrived as the day wore on, and ever larger attacks surged toward the pike. Each time, the Union artillery beat back the gray tide. A lieutenant from Texas recalled, "The artillery opened on us and cut the timber over our heads, and it seemed that the heavens and earth were coming together." Without support from their cannon, every Confederate attack failed. The Union lifeline remained open, and chances for complete Confederate victory faded along with the last rays of the setting sun.
This gravestone was interesting. He's a Mason. He's only 25 years old, died March 10th, 1863, just after this battle. It's got a weeping willow, or some kind of weeping tree, and he's buried under this weeping tree. Now, this graveyard, it's also has a lot of black soldiers that fought for the Union, and the surviving 111th Colored Infantry ended up becoming to farm all these lands, and was able to buy land for the first time after this battle. And so a lot of this land around here was bought by them, and they named the town cemetery. And then they're the ones that built this national cemetery for the soldiers that died. This is what they call a rostrum, I think. R-O-S-T-R-U-M-S. It's a pulpit, basically. It's a platform that's built at all national cemeteries back in the day that speakers and dignitaries can stand on and speak from, and everybody can hear them. And the original one here was had to be taken down, torn down in 1941 to 42, and they reconstructed it here. And after they used devices, ground penetrating radar, to find the original stonework underground, and then they built this on top of it, just like the original.
December 31st, 1862, where you stand. The carnage was so great that the men who survived named this place Hell's Half Acre. Union Colonel William Hazen's brigade defended the Nashville Pike here at the Round Forest. They were the only unit of the Union line who held their position during 4 Confederate charges. The attacks began mid-morning. Several Confederate brigades charged the Union troops. Corporal McGee from Mississippi described the wild and chaotic scene. Then commenced the most terrible cannonading I ever witnessed. The cannons were belching forth their deadly contents at once, while thousands of small arms kept up a roar equal to the falls of Niagara. Men were swept down by hundreds. Trees, shrubs, and everything were torn up, cut off, or shivered. Hazen's men were the anchor point of the Union line that halted the Confederate tide before it reached the Nashville Pike. After the battle, Hazen's men constructed this monument to commemorate their fight in Hell's Half Acre. The Hazen Brigade Monument is the oldest intact Civil War monument in the nation.
So this monument, as you heard, was erected actually only 6 months after the battle, which was across the street over here, just in the field across the street. And they erected this in 1863 in memory of the ones that lost their lives from December the 31st, 1862 to January the 3rd, 1863. And but just outside the stone wall here are a couple of graves all by themselves. There's a marker over to my right that tells about it. So this is William Holland's grave and William Harland. As you see, William Harland died in 1979 and William Holland died in 1909. William Holland was part of the 111th Colored Infantry. These were black men. And there's not a lot known about him other than the first 30 years of his life he lived in Tennessee. Murray County, Tennessee, I believe is how you pronounce it. But he was born in Kentucky. The only documents they have of William Holland is of his military career. And he owned this land that everything is on. And so he was a farm owner. When he was born, all legal documents basically just listed him as farm property. So he was just a piece of property. But when he died 70 years later, at least that's what it said, 70 years later. I'm looking now, 1834 to 1909, however many years that was. But when he finally did pass away, he was legally a U.S. citizen and a property owner himself, a free man. All thanks to battles such as the one that he fought in. It's rained so much down here last couple days. They got the Greenway. This is the Greenway. I was gonna go down there and walk a little bit, but they got it shut down because, as you can tell, it's almost flooding. Just about.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot